Hello, welcome to the Peaceful Woodturner. I'm feeling a little inspired right at the moment. I have this piece of wood here. It's some spalted wood that I made a candlestick out of before, and I've been thinking about something else for a while, a little project that I had in mind. I have these two nieces, and they're really awesome girls, and their father is an amazing musician, and he composed a lullaby for them, an original lullaby. It's not very long. You're going to hear it during this video. When I first heard it, I knew I had to put it into a video, and he told me I could, so I've been trying to think of what would be the right thing. And I decided that I'm going to take this and make a couple of little tea light holders that can work kind of like nightlights. Now, before you start getting into the comments section and talking to me about putting candles in wood or anything like that, I'm not setting them up so that they'll be used with a regular flaming tea light. I'm setting them up so they can use with a battery operated one, which make really nice little night lights. You can put them in a kid's room, turn them on. It's not really a fire hazard or anything like that. So I'm going to start by just taking this down to round, and then I'll start shaping my, my candle holders. I'm going to be going about 1200 RPM, and I got my roughing gouge. As you can see, I switched off to my chuck. The reason for that is just so that I can take things down and then part things off as smoothly as possible. Okay, now I'm going to need to just smooth this end down a little bit. So I'm just going to go with a really heavy grit sandpaper to start with. Got to take that little bit of tear out off, and then I will put in the hole so that it can hold a tea light. Do a little sanding and move on to the next one. A little bit still there. Alright, I'm going to switch off, put a Forstner bit and a chuck up here, and take this down. So I've got my chuck and my Forstner bit, and it's an 1.5 inch bit, which is about the same size as the tea lights. So I'm just going to start doing this really slow, about 580 RPM. I think that's good. Let's just see if the candle fits all the way inside. And it does, just about exactly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have some trouble getting this, this base out. So I'll get that out, and I'll sand this a little bit. There we go. And then we'll part it off, and we'll make another one as close to identical as we can. A little bit of 100 grit. Now back to the 220 sponge. Alright, that's a lot better. Time for a 320 grit. So I've got my 320 grit sponge, and I'm going to go at 500 RPM. I'm going to put a little bit of mineral oil on this just to seal it up, and I'll put a more permanent finish on it after we get them both done. Okay, I'm just going to part it off and make another one. Good. Just a little stability there. Alright, it's a pretty good match. I'm going to bring this in a little bit flatter, and I'm going to work on taking the end down here. I should probably work on taking the end down first, because I might end up losing a bit and having to fix things. As you can see, it's pretty rough down here at the end, so I'm actually going to kind of come around the side here and see what I can do about smoothing it off. A little chipped. Alright, that's better. Now I'm going to have to take this down a little further. Alright, I'm going to take this down, drill it out, and then I'll be able to do a little sanding and parting. Time for a little sanding. A little mineral oil again, just to kind of seal things up. I'm going to take my saw and part this off, and then I'll put a finish on both of them. Okay, I've got them both parted off and ready to go. I'm just going to sand the bottoms. I especially want to take off a good bit of meat on this one. You can see that there's some chipping and stuff around the bottom. And I just wasn't able to cut that off as smooth as I wanted. So I figured I'd get up the sandpaper instead. That took that down nicely. They're not quite a match. They're not a perfect pair, but they're pretty close. It's my first time ever trying to do things that were a match set like that. So I like how that looks. I'm going to put a finish on them, and that should be it. So what I've got here is a wipe-on polyurethane, or wipe-on poly as they call it. It's going to take a few coats. I'm going to start by just getting the bottom and the side. And once I have that done a couple times, I'll have enough of a finish on the bottom that I won't worry about it anymore. And this is just punky enough that it's going to soak up a good bit. Alright, that's coat number 1. And a few more to go, and we'll be finished.